Hello honey buns, how are you all doing? I hope you're all doing well and having a lovely day. Luna's relocating on the bed because you know you've got to get the bed spot right. It is flat out. Luna is whatever room I'm in, the pups are in. I do kind of love it though. I think it's so cute that animals just like to be with us humans as much as we like being with the animals. Anyway, I hope you're all having a fabulous day today. We are going to be doing a Q&A, but we are going to be answering the questions that you guys feel I have avoided or not talked about for whatever reason. You know, so yeah, that's what we are going to be doing. But as you know, if you've watched any Q&A on my channel before, I like to ramble. Get yourself a cup of tea or a bottle of water. I'm so excited to be working with AirUp on this video. If you haven't heard of AirUp, they are a sustainable water brand where you get a reusable bottle. Great. There's a lot of reusable bottles out there in the world, Dem. What makes this one different? AirUp use sustainable pods which give you the concept that you can taste through scent. For, you know, when you get a really awful smell going around, or when you get a really nice smell off your reed diffuser in the living room and you're like, oh, that smells nice. And sometimes it gets to the back of your throat where you can taste it. AirUp took that concept and made it into a fantastic, nifty little thing that I love. It is the AirUp water bottle. Now, I've just drank a full bottle of water, as you can see at the bottom. I drink on average 2 to 3 water bottles a day now, which is so unlike me because of this little thing. So this is, oh my god, it's got lipstick all over it. Sorry, my little AirUp, I need to wash you. Currently using the wild berries pod, yeah. As you can see, this is what the pod looks like. Now, to activate your pod, you pull it to the first line. You can get lots of different scents. Peach, cola, there's so many on their website. You can customize your bottle to your aesthetic as well because they have so many colours for you to choose from. Don't worry if blue's not your colour, there's plenty to choose from. Some flavours are definitely stronger than others, so initially when you try your AirUp water bottle, it might be a case of trying a few different flavours to see which one you feel strong enough and which one you like. My personal preferences are the watermelon and the peach. They're my two faves. Know that your AirUp bottle is activated when you hear the bubble. If you don't hear the bubbles, your pod is not activated. I will have the link below if you feel like you would like to try an AirUp water bottle, so you can go and get your own. And thank you again to AirUp for sponsoring this segment of the video. And without a further rat-a-tat-tat, let's just answer your questions. Does your weight bother you? I'm currently on a weight loss journey and struggling. I'm really, really sorry to hear that you're struggling. I think struggling with your weight is one of the most demotivating, demoralising things that you can suffer with. And I'm so sorry that you're going through that. Does my weight bother me? Yes and no. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I feel absolutely fab about me rolls, me stretch marks and everything like that, and I feel great about myself. Other days I wake up and I don't feel that great. So it's one of them things. Body positivity and feeling great about yourself is never ever going to be constant, and it's a work in progress thing that I feel like every single person has to go through. No, I'm not always confident. No, I don't always feel great, but I do have days where I feel the bee's knees and, you know, I feel amazing. And does my weight bother us? I would say 99.9% of the time, no. I'm happy, I feel healthy, but there is some days where it does get to us more than others and I feel like, oh god, I need to shape up a bit, I need to do this. But on the whole, I would say no. I'm very, very happy with my weight at the moment and my physical appearance, and, you know, that's what I aim for, is I'm happy with my physical appearance and stuff like that, rather than a number. Like, I don't even know what I weigh. I haven't known what I weighed in probably 8 months was the last time I weighed myself. I just don't know. I get annoyed when people assume you want kids. I feel like I don't get annoyed because I'm at that age where it's typical for people to have children. You know, a lot of my friends are having children, if not they've already had them. So I understand the questions, but I do think we live in a world now where, you know, there's a lot of other things that people want to focus on other than children. People want to focus on careers. People want to focus on their life, traveling, and we have the opportunity to do that these days. So as soon as, you know, young adults reach 22 to kind of 26 other years, I feel like it's been asked to me more and more and more. Why are we automatically assuming that their path is going to be children? And why is that kind of the tradition for people to ask? Like, I understand it and I don't get annoyed, but I just feel like we need to move on. Like, women are not just here to pop out a child. Women are here to experience life from themselves and have career goals from themselves and go traveling. And there's so much that I want to do and fulfill in my life that, unfortunately, the way I feel is children would hold me back. Now, I know that that doesn't necessarily mean they will, but owning a child, having a child is really expensive. It's not something that I want to pay for. I'm selfish with my money. If I want to go on a holiday, I want to go on a holiday. If I want to pay for a night meal randomly for me and Shawn, then I want to be able to do that. And a child, I feel, does have limitations with them types of things, and I don't want to be responsible for a human, to put it bluntly. Like, I just, not for me right now. And yeah, but no, it doesn't annoy us. I do understand the questions. I just wish they weren't so frequent, because I feel like I'm constantly like answering the same questions around children. Are you religious? I am not religious. I went to Catholic schools and I have been christened. I did my communion, but I don't follow the religion and I'm not practicing. Do YouTubers often make friends with other YouTubers specifically for collabs? So I think this does happen. It's never well, I would say it's never personally happened. Emily Cannon, when I did a collab with her, we met for that collab. We'd never met before, we met to collab, but I wouldn't necessarily say like we faked a friendship or made friends for the collab. It was purely a business meeting. We met, we did the collab, and that was kind of the end of it. In terms of like me and Jess, we never once kind of developed our friendship for doing collabs, but at the same time, mine and Jess's friendship probably grew a lot closer because we did the same job and we could spend a lot more time together and we were into the same thing. So I would say yes, it probably does happen, and yes, people do meet on business terms where it is for collabs, it is for exchange of content, but I don't think it's as common as you think. I feel like influencers just get on with other influencers because you kind of understand them, and yeah, like you can create content together and it's always fun. Have you given up your health journey? I wouldn't necessarily say like I've ever been on a strict health journey in the last kind of 6 to 8 months. It's more so been doing what feels right for me at that time, whether that be cutting down on my takeaways and having more home cooked food, having more raw vegan food, having less processed vegan food, going on longer walks, going to the gym. Like, it's always just been what I felt right for me at that current time. I wouldn't necessarily say I've been on a health journey recently. Have I given up on a health journey? No, I want to get healthier, but life just hasn't worked. I am in a bit of a rut with food again. I just go in these big ruts with food. I really struggle with food. Food is very much a comfort to me. I comfort eat all of the time. Yeah, it's a bit of a touchy subject at the minute for us, so we'll say that. How much do you make from YouTube nowadays on both channels? The thing is, if you followed us a while, you'll know I've always been so open about the financial side of YouTube because I never felt there was anybody there to give me the answers when I was up and coming on YouTube. However, it comes with backlash, and it really does come with backlash. Which is really unfortunate, because where's the balance between being able to share information with people that people find educational, and then also people thinking you're bragging and, you know, all of the other type of stuff. And I really struggle to find the balance, and I think people have often thought that I've shared what I made online to brag, and that's never ever been the case for me, or it's never how I felt when I've shared it. I've always wanted to try and be educational, but it comes with backlash, and I tend I just keep it to myself these days. I think it's the best way as of current. I'm still doing YouTube full time. I make more than I ever made in a contracted job, and I'm very, very, very fortunate, and I have the best management. I have the best companies that I work with on a long-term basis, who I'm so incredibly lucky for. But yeah, I just think when it comes to figures, I do like to be a little bit more private with it these days. I'm really sorry. What's the hardest thing that you've ever gone through? It would be 2016, I lost my family dog, Jessie, and then a few months later I was in Centre Parks with my full family, and the morning we were meant to leave, well, not my full family, but majority of my family on my dad's side, the morning we were meant to all leave as a family, my granddad Bill had actually collapsed and passed away in the Centre Parks lodge. We were all in the lodge, me, my younger brother, Shawn, my dad, my grandma and Bill, and we believe that in the middle of the night he'd started to get a bit of a chest pain, and, you know, he'd felt uncomfortable, and he'd took himself like out of the bedroom and, you know, was pottering around, and unfortunately had collapsed. Post-mortem come back that Bill's heart had stopped, and it was just his time, really. but it was sudden, it was a shock. None of us, Bill wasn't ill, like, you know, to our knowledge, he had no illness, so we were on a family holiday, for Christ's sake. Like, it just was the biggest shock of our family's entire life, and it was so hard to not only deal with my first human bereavement, but to deal with the fact that we went on holiday, came back with one less family member. Like, it really fucked with my head for a long time, as it did all my family members, like, I know that. But yeah, that was the hardest thing that I've ever had to go through. Have you found a car? No, I haven't. Still looking. Very expensive. Never had to pay for a car before, which I know is a very privileged thing to say because I've had a car for 7 years, but my grandma more or less gifted that one to us, and it's hurting me heart. I don't want to pay for a car. I know I'm going to have to, but they're just really expensive. Me and Shawn are still car sharing. It's not ideal. I need to sort something out in like July, early August. What was I answering? How did you know Shawn was the one? I think being in a long-term relationship is really, really hard, isn't it? Because you do go through moments of thinking, like, is it more of a habit that you're with this person? But I think you will know deep, deep down if that person is the one for you. And if you can't imagine your life without that person, if you can't imagine having children or living your life with anybody else but that person, to me that is indicators that they are the one. Do you make each other happy? Do you bounce off each other? Do you have like things in common? I don't know, but I feel like when you know, you know. Have you finished all the renovations in your house? Absolutely not. Jesus, no. We still have the room next door to this one, which is called the red room because it has a red wall. It's nowhere near done. Well, it hasn't even been started yet, so that needs done. We would love to do a big garden renovation, but if you're a house owner or if you rent or if you have a house, you'll understand that everything's really expensive at the minute. Wood, pavement, labour. So, you know, a garden renovation of like a big sort is probably not possible just now. Bathrooms, I would really love to get the bathrooms renovated at some point, but it's just, again, not something that we're going to do immediately. I think the next project will be sorting the garage out once and for all. That's been like an ongoing renovation, tidying the garden up and sorting out the red room. But yeah, no, I feel like will you ever be done? Because even when you're done, there'll still be something you want to do, won't there? Like, oh, I don't like that wall colour anymore. Let's decorate it. So no, we're not. How do you stay positive and ignore the hate? I either react to it in a funny video that gets us money because social media is my job, or I delete it. And that's the simple answer. Like, I used to stew over comments. I used to dwell on things. I used to think the whole world hated us. And you know, at the end of the day, that's not going to get us anywhere, and I can sit on my bed and think about a comment all day long, but it's not going to enhance or advance my life at all. So I got to the point where I realised that it was such a waste of time, and time is precious with friends, family and everybody. Time is so precious, and I didn't want to waste mine dwelling on people on the internet who don't know us. So I stopped. And yeah, I'll make reaction comments when I think of like a funny reaction or something that I want to explain in my version of it. But yeah, like, I don't know, like, it kind of just came with doing the job. The longer that I was doing it and the more hate comments and questions that I got, I just, yeah, like, that's it really. Like, I feel like it comes with a job. Does Shawn struggle with getting time off work to go on holiday? No, we're so fortunate. Shawn has a really amazing job with a really amazing shift pattern, really amazing holidays. So he works a shift pattern that's 2 day shifts and 2 night shifts, and that goes 4 on 4 off, 4 on 4 off. So basically that means that if he wants to take a week holiday, he would put 4 annual leave days in, and then he would actually get 12 consecutive days off because of the way his shift pattern falls. He loves the shift pattern and loves the fact that he gets that much time off just from 4 days annual leave. I appreciate it as well. We can go away, we have that freedom. Very lucky in that aspect. Do you ever get worried that YouTube will change as a platform like Instagram is? I think every platform will change. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I think, you know, the companies will always want to make a change. Everybody who has a company is always wanting to progress, and yeah, I think it will change, but I think as a creator, like, you don't own YouTube and you have to change with it, basically. And I think even in the 5 years I've done it, it might not necessarily have been platform changes, but it definitely has changed. The content that I used to post when I first started YouTube is definitely not content that would perform well or that people would watch nowadays. So although it hasn't been big changes from YouTube, in the last 5 years there definitely has been changes. And I think with any job and any changes in any job, you have to adapt to that if you still want to do this as a living. So I don't worry about it, no, because there's never been a change in which I've felt like I wanted to give it up or that it wasn't going to be attainable for us anymore. What is happening? Yeah. So I don't worry. And I think, why worry about something so far in the future, or even if it's in the near future, why worry when I just don't know? You just have to take each day as it comes and deal with it when it comes. Someone's put, why does Shawn always look so awkward? You know what? He's just an awkward person. Like, me friends think the same, like, but he's actually hilariously awkward, and he's so good. Like, he's so funny to be around because, like, he's very, very quiet. Like, as you can tell on YouTube, he's quiet, but he's one-liners. Like, him and my friend Ashley get on so well. Shawn just comes out with the most cracking one-liners ever. He's unintentionally funny. I think we're done. We've had enough. I feel like I answered quite a few questions, though. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and again, thank you to AirUp for sponsoring it. I really, really hope that you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments below if you would like us to do more Q&As, sit down chat videos, let's talk videos. I'm up for it all. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you very shortly for another video. Bye!